Hey guys, how are y'all doing? It's Miss Diage, and I am welcoming you guys to our very first virtual High Achievers video. So pretty much in this video, I'm going to be explaining how virtual High Achievers will work for the rest of the summer, well really the next couple months, and hopefully by June we will be ready to get back to social interacting and doing our summer camp. So this is all under the thought that that will be the case. So the very first thing I want to do is talk about what virtual summer camp means. So virtual summer camp literally is virtual. It means online, utilizing technology. A lot of you guys have been messaging me saying, hey, do we come back on? No, we do not come back. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. I truly hope you guys are social distancing, because that is super important during this time to eliminate the spread of the virus. Social distancing is not hanging out with your friends. Social distancing is not an excuse to, be out of school. We're really technically still supposed to be in school. I'm still working, and you guys will still be attending summer camp. So the very first thing I want to talk about is Google Drive. Get connected with us on Google and Google Drive. If you have not received a single email, if you do not know what's going on, even though it's been on Facebook, Instagram, and I've emailed people, you need to email me at Diage, DEAJ.Taylor@gmail.com, or call me at 706-339-7703, or contact one of your group leaders, Courtney or Malia, ASAP, because we need to all be connected in Google Drive, because that is pretty much how virtual High Achievers program will work. It's very similar in a way to Google Classroom, in the way that we will be doing Google to do all of our assignments and check-ins and everything like that. So that is step one. So once you are connected with us in Google Drive, you should have been sent a link to High Achievers 2020 Drive. That drive will literally be how you can be successful in High Achievers program and still meet all the requirements and be able to be a camp counselor. So the very first thing under High Achievers 2020 is the welcome note. So most of you guys did see the welcome note. I know, because you read it and you were supposed to sign your name. I'm very proud of you guys who figured it out. If you have not read it or have not signed your name, email us, contact somebody, read that note, sign your name. I need to see everybody's name on that so I know that you guys are in the correct place. The next thing under there is a folder called General Information. That folder is going to be very important. That it's going to keep all the information that everybody just needs to know in general as we navigate this virtual program. So the first thing is April calendar. You're going to see a calendar that looks like this. All right, I will kind of go over the calendar in a second, but it is in the drive. So you know for the month of April what we are doing day to day. Now the breakdown of that will also be in the drive. The next thing will be Camp Counselor's Gmail 2020. Under that, it should be every single camp counselor, person who's interested in being a camp counselor, their Gmail, whether or not they have a Facebook and their phone number. Now, you will click on that and notice that some people's information is missing. It will be a part of our very first assignment on Google Drive and our Google Drive scavenger hunt to go to that document, make sure your email is correct, update your phone number, and let us know if you have a Facebook or not. Why? Because this is how we are all going to be able to get in contact with each other, as well as your teammates. They're going to be able to get in contact with each other, your subject mates or whatever. You guys are want to make sure that we all have access to each other so that, we can remind each other and hold each other accountable for everything that we have to do. Sorry, that's my automatic. That is my self-cleaning litter box. This is my cat's room. Okay. Also, under that folder is the GTI Energizers. You guys need to be on your own. Your group leader will kind of work with you guys on a schedule on that, but you guys will need to be figuring out technology is fun. You guys will need to be figuring out the energizers and how you guys are going to make sure you learn them before the summer. But that will be up to your group leader to kind of work with y'all a schedule, maybe once a week, two a week, however y'all want to do that. But the full packet of energizers is on the drive. The next thing is the lesson plan template. This is going to be so important because of course you guys will be submitting lesson plans. You're going to be submitting lesson plans top to bottom every single day that we have a lesson plan day, because you'll have an hour and a half to an hour 45 to complete the lesson plan. So the first thing is download that document, okay? Do not edit directly on that document. If you edit directly on that document, you're going to make it impossible for other people to have that blank document. So download it, save it, rename it, and keep creating new ones on your own. And every time you create it, make sure you download it and put your name on it so we know. So it'd be like Kenneth Washington lesson 1, Kenneth Washington lesson 2, Kenneth Washington lesson 3, and you'll have a place to submit that. But do not edit on that document. The rating rubric. The rating rubric is still going to be in place. It is still going to be active, and it is still going to determine if you guys can be a camp counselor or not. It is still relevant. So we will be taking attendance. Your attendance percentage matters. Now for the month of March, you guys are supposed to start attending now. Pretty much every single person who is getting this message and who is a part of this group was attending in March, because that's when program officially started. And if you had not started attending in March, if you hadn't attended at least one day, you're not eligible to be a camp counselor unless for whatever reason we have spoken about whatever your personal situation is. Very, very few people meet that. Almost none. So if you weren't coming in March, you probably shouldn't, you're in the wrong place. But if you were coming in March, we will be counting your attendance for March, even though we only met for 6 days. So it would be 6 days would be 100% attendance, and we will get your percentage based off of that. Now, remember, you do have to have 90% or above attendance. So if you know that you were not attending program in March a lot, your virtual attendance needs to be amazing, because it is going to count when we add up all the numbers about whether or not you are eligible. And then the final thing that's going to be in that general information folder will be your virtual day-to-day, I guess, notes. It's going to kind of explain how the day-to-day goes and the qualifications and how you get credit for that day. So that is all under the general information folder. Now, again, what I'm looking off of right now is this paper that I created that shows where things are in the drive. So for example, April calendar, you probably can't see this, but it says April calendar is under general information. This actual paper is in the drive, and it says High Achievers 2020 virtual information or something like that. And it's going to break down where everything is in the drive. So if you ever are trying to figure out what folder something is, just click that paper. It'll show you links to what folders it in. It'll say, if you're trying to figure out where the energizers are, you can look on the paper and it'll say, oh, it's under general information. Like, it's kind of broken down, so you'll be able to see that. I'm trying to make this as easy for you guys as possible. I know it's a little bit inconvenient. I know it's inconvenient. I know it's easier to meet in person, but we still have to do what we got to do. We have to make it work. The very next folder is going to be program week, and then it's going to have the date of the week. For example, the one that is up now says program week, March 31st, which is tomorrow, through April 2nd, okay? So whatever week we're on, that is the folder that you will need to be in for that week of virtual program. And under that, it'll be split by day. It'll say Tuesday, March 31st, Wednesday, April 1st, Thursday, April 2nd, okay? Within each individual day folder, for example, Tuesday, March 31st, there'll be 2 folders, announcements and sign-ins, and then it'll be submit task. Now, if you click under announcement and sign-ins, it's exactly what it sounds like. It'll have a written document of what your assignment is for the day, and it'll have a document for you guys to sign in, which I will double back on how sign-in works. And then the second folder will be submit task. And under that folder, it'll say the 3 different groups that you'll be in. And you will submit all your assignment under your group. So for example, if you are art science, math science, or science, then you will know where you submit it. Now, this may have caused confusion for you all. We have a lot of new people and we are not able to meet like we're supposed to. So the idea of completely splitting off into 3 subjects when we aren't really able to fully prepare you all like we want is not going to be possible. So we are working with you guys and are allowing you guys to still split up a little bit, but you'll be ultimately doing science. So you'll be into 3 subjects. You'll be in science, art science, and math science. And if these don't make sense, let me explain it to you guys. For example, art science would look like the finger paint. We learned how to make finger paint. It was a science experiment, and then the students were able to paint with the paint that they had made themselves using that experiment. That would be considered art science. For math science, you'll be using science that utilizes things that has to do a lot with measuring and numbers, and maybe like if we're talking about physics or math and things like that, where you can really add the mathematical part of how science works into your science experiment. And then science will just be any type of science experiment, that we work with. I am over science. Courtney is over art science, and Malia is over math science. So we will be splitting you guys into groups. We will be letting you know today what group you are in, so you will know who you report to. And then once you know, when it comes to submit your task, you will obviously submit your task under your specific folder. Why? Because that way your group leader can see who's missing, who's not, can give you guys feedback and make sure everything is good before we convene and go over everything together, because they are over making sure their group is handling this virtual program well. And pretty much it'll be the same for Wednesday, it'll be the same for Thursday, and so on and so forth. Every single folder will have the same things under it, but it will be relative to that week or that day. And then, of course, the welcome letter that we already spoke on. So again, all general information that everybody should know will be under general information, and everything else will be under something else. Next, I will go over the calendar a little bit. I'm going to kind of explain it to you guys, but again, you'll have to look at the drive to get a better view. But here is a good view of what it looks like. So on Mondays, which is like today, I will be uploading a video such as this one that will be kind of explaining something. It'll be something relative to something that you have to do, because I feel like it's a little bit easier to kind of talk to you guys via video than emails and text messages. Things get confused. So I will be submitting videos once a week. So Monday, no, we don't meet, but be able to, or be prepared to look out for a video from me. So for example, it says Monday virtual program. That is this. This is me talking about what the virtual program will look like. On Tuesday, we'll do first day Google Drive scavenger hunt. That is what we will do tomorrow. Now, this is going to be a Google document that will have a bunch of things that you have to do, right? For example, you'll have to wear a green shirt and hold up a spoon and submit it in this folder. You'll have to click on this and do that. Click on this and do that. This, as silly as it sounds, is really mostly for me to make sure you guys know how to access the drive, how to upload stuff to the drive, how to upload pictures, how to upload videos, where to find things, where different things are. So it'll be a Google Drive scavenger hunt that will kind of make sure that you know and can use and know how to access all the different things in the drive. Why? Because that is how we'll be doing virtual program. We will be using Google Drive. So it is imperative that you understand how the Google Drive works. So our entire first day of program on Tuesday, March 31st will be dedicated to a Google Drive scavenger hunt, which you'll be able to see that assignment on Tuesday. I am not submitting the assignments early. It will be submitted prior to program. Program will be 4 to 6, Tuesday through Thursday, as normal. So it will be submitted around 4, well, before 4, because I don't want people working ahead or working early. I want us to be able to be in program at the same time. Okay, so what that scavenger hunt will look like, what you'll have to do, etc., will be in the drive probably by 3:30 on Tuesday, if you want to get that much of a head start, but it won't be much of it. And then you'll be doing Georgia Shape, and then you'll be doing lesson plans, etc., Now, we will kind of talk about the day-to-day. Y'all, I know this video is long, but it is really going to help you. My hair is so wet. It is really going to help you understand how program is going to work, okay? So, virtual program, again, is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 4 to 6. That means from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 4 o'clock p.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. The same way that you are supposed to be in program at Georgia College when we were able to meet, you are expected to be in virtual program, which means you are expected to be at some type of technology source completing the task that we asked for you for that entire time. Now, you may think that you can just sign in and not be active, but you're going to learn at the end why that won't work. So the very first thing is sign in. Just like we said, under that folder, it will say announcements and sign-ins. You will have a sign-in document for that day. That document will look almost identical to the document that you guys used when we were meeting in person, and you will sign in on that. Now, you will obviously type your initials in. You can only sign yourself in, right? So this virtual program document that I'm reading off of and going step by step is in the drive under your general information folder, but I'm going to work down through it with you. You can only sign yourself in. Because you guys are using your individual Google Drive or Google accounts, we can see who's typing in whose name. That sign-in sheet will be up the entire time for all of us, so we can see what's happening and who's typing what. If you sign someone else in for a day, you and them will lose attendance for that day. That is going to be a big issue because remember, you're supposed to have 90% or higher. Do not sign someone else in. This is not meant to punish you guys. This is meant to hold other people accountable. It's not fair for you guys to be up and active in program and other people are not. You have until 4:15 to get signed in. Very similar to how it was when we were in Georgia College. It has not changed. If you are not signed in by 4:15, you are not counted for that day. I will be printing out the sign-in sheet at 4:15. Why? Nobody will be allowed to edit, add in names, whatever after that. I will be printing it exactly at 4:15. So whoever signed in by then gets attendance for that day. Now, if for some reason you were late or you missed it and it's a valid reason, you can of course call me and we will determine together if that justifies you to be able to sign in for that day. After 4:15 is late, you will not recredit unless you have extenuating circumstances. The next thing is lesson plan days. Okay, so on lesson plan days, it's going to be a lot like when we create lesson plans or when we're working, except for it will be all done online. You will use Google to find lesson plans that will work with your subject, right? So of course, again, if you're art science, you're going to be finding science projects that have to do with art in some type of way. And then you will be creating a full and complete lesson plan for that. Yes, I expect a full, complete lesson plan by the end of every program day. Why? Because that's all you're doing for that day. It's like an assignment, okay? You figure out your science project and then you create a lesson plan around it. You have to fill out the lesson plan completely and submit it to get credit for that day. So if you signed in, right, but then 5:45 happens and we are checking and you did not submit a lesson plan or you did not submit a complete lesson plan, then technically you really weren't active in program. The same way you can't come to program and not do anything. So signing in will not just get you credit. Make sure you have outside resources to help you with your lesson plan. So not only will you be creating the lesson plan, you of course will need to have some type of either Google, I wouldn't say a PowerPoint, but maybe like a video or something that goes along with your teaching. Of course, not long. Your entire lesson does not need to be a video. You could have additional papers that, that they can draw or they can do or something that helps with your lesson plan to make it more full, not just the actual experiment. If you remember, especially from what we've done and when we've actually gone to different schools, the experiment is the smallest part of your assignment. The experiment maybe takes 10 minutes. The bulk of your assignment is the lesson, the build-up, the scientific method to how you got to that experiment. And then after experiment, you do the experiment and then you analyze what happened in that experiment, okay? So remember that your experiment is not the bulk of it. It's the background research that you're going to do. It's the hypothesis. It's explaining what's going on. It's spitting in the group. It's letting them create their hypothesis. It's doing the experiment. It's analyzing what happened in the experiment. It's drawing a conclusion and bringing it all together. That is a complete lesson plan top to bottom. Okay? Now, there will be one day where you're expected to do it on your own just to kind of figure it out. Then that following Monday, I will submit a more in-depth video on what a lesson plan should look like. Now, I know I've done this already, but as a refresher, because I want you guys to be successful, I will do it again. Fill it out completely to get credit for that day. Have outside resources, and do not edit on the original form, guys. Please do not edit on the original form. Seriously, as soon as you see it, just download it. Download a copy, right? Download a copy, download a copy, download a copy, and then edit it, because you will make it extremely hard for other people to do their task, or you guys will get upset because somebody will erase your work. But if it is on the general format or the general form, that's on you, because it has to be blank so other people can submit their assignments. Next is Wellness Wednesdays. Y'all, we are in the house. A lot of people are eating a lot because they're bored. They're not getting to go outside and do a lot of things. It is still important for you to remain as active as possible, even in your house. And it may seem impossible and hard to do, but I'm working out in my house too, seriously. So we are going to talk about #Wellness Wednesdays. You will have to be active for 30 minutes, just like you would if you're at program. So you guys will have the opportunity to decide how you're being active. Every Wednesday, I will submit a video on the Facebook page that you guys could do for that day. It's gonna be all things that you can do at home that you don't need additional resources or things to do. You don't need a gym to do. It's gonna be at home things you can use, with things in your house to be active for 30 minutes, okay? Now, you can do other things. You can dance, you can create your own workout, whatever, but you do have to be active for 30 minutes, and you will be submitting a video to us of you being active for 30 minutes. And you will have to take that 30-minute video and speed it up incredibly fast, so the video is not longer than like 2 minutes. I think that you should be able to do that. I'm pretty sure 2 minutes, maybe 3, but it doesn't need to be the full 30 minutes. I don't need to see the full 30 minutes. I just need to see a very sped up version of your workout, right? So you guys are very technologically savvy. I've seen you guys sped up videos. I've seen you guys reverse them, add pictures, add music. Y'all can do this. And if you are having issues, reach out to me. Reach out to the group leaders for sure. Use Google. Reach out to your classmates. Somebody can help you do it. And there's free apps and free resources. And a lot of you guys can do it just on your phone, having an Apple iPhone, which most of you all do. So you will have to have a video. Now, for whatever reason, if you absolutely cannot submit a video, reach out to me. We will work out how I can verify that you are doing that. Here's the kicker. Every single day, every single Wednesday, you will have to do your workout in a random color that I will say, right? That is for me to ensure that the video is not an old video, to ensure that the video is not done ahead of time. It will ensure that you are doing the correct video on the correct day. Now, for example, I will say, this is not the case, but if I was to say this Wednesday, on Wednesday, if I would say purple, right? On our Facebook page, I'll say purple. On our email, I'll say purple. I'll be emailing everything as well as posting on Facebook. That means when you go to do your workout, you need to have something purple on, okay? Something purple on when you're doing it. So when you submit your video, you should be wearing something purple. Now, you're probably like, I don't have anything purple. If you don't have anything purple, then you need to write the word purple on a piece of paper or something, on a flashcard, on a sticky note, and tape it to your shirt or tape it to your leg. Yes, I'm serious. You will have to choose the color of the day. Now, I will, of course, purple's a little bit extra. A lot of people don't have purple, so I'll honestly start thinking of colors that are common that people do have. But if for whatever reason you don't have that, that's your alternative. I don't care if you have a yellow shirt on, but your sticker says purple. I will understand that you are on the right day doing the right thing. I use this app called Perfect Video, but like I said, a lot of you guys can do it on your iPhone, and use YouTube. YouTube, we are going to help you as much as possible, but we will not spoon feed you. Why? Because you guys are very technologically savvy when you want to be. YouTube is an amazing resource, and you guys have the potential to do it yourself. And this is the T. This is a T. This is a T in technology, right? Using these different resources. So try Try before you immediately give up and say you can't do something. We are not going to spoon feed you. If you do, ask us. We will point you in the right direction. Am I going to edit your video for you? No. Now, to be fair, I will also be doing the same thing. I'm never going to ask you guys to do something that I'm not going to do. The group leaders will be doing the same thing. So on Wellness Wednesdays, we'll be wearing the right color and we'll be doing a 30-minute workout. And we will be posting it, right? So I'm just going to let you know. On Wednesdays, I will be posting clips of some people in some groups wearing or doing their workout in the sped up version, you know, or maybe just like a picture of it if you guys don't want the whole video showed, which makes sense, you know, but just something showing that we are all participating in Wellness Wednesday. If you do not submit a video of this or something to verify to us that you are being active by 5:45, again, you will lose attendance for the day. So make sure you get on that. The next thing is positive social norms, which you'll see on the calendar where on Wednesdays it'll say Georgia Shape, 30-minute active, and then math is first, math, positive social norm. So this is going to play into our community service. It's also going to work on our violence and injury for our grant, and it's also going to work for our guide GTI requirements as a youth action team. All in one, right? So every week, one group, the math group being the first group, will be responsible for positive social norm, right? So that means you guys will be responsible for posting something on our social media that is talking about positive social norms during this time, right? It'll be posted on our Georgia Achievers, on our IG story, and on our Twitter, and all the passwords and everything will be provided for that. And so I'm going to read this because it'll be easier to read. Community service will be combined with positive social norm campaigns when we use our Facebook to give weekly bits of resources and positivity during this COVID-19 pandemic time. So you'll be posting to our social media in regards to what's going on one group a week, starting with math. You can post about different resources for teaching at home because a lot of people are having to homeschool their kids. You can talk about resources for food and health in Baldwin, right? Words of encouragement and positivity during this time. There's a lot of people who are super bummed on missing out on huge milestones, such as myself. A lot of you guys may be seniors and you're bummed. I'm also supposed to be graduating and I will not be able to walk. So we can encourage each other. Self-care during this time. A lot of people and parents are going through anxiety and depression. So what are different things you can do for self-care? What is self-care? Self-care in the house, you know, self-care for free, self-care that does cost money, different things like that. Coping with anxiety maybe methods, coping with depression methods. And you'll be using not even just writing stuff, you'll be finding different videos, tips, memes, different things that will help you relay whatever the message that you're trying to relay that day. You guys will decide what you want to talk about. I gave you a list. You guys can come up with your own. Just run it by me or your group leaders to confirm that is a cool topic. You can even talk about social distancing. What is, you know, obviously if somebody does it, you can't do it the next week. But if you guys decide we're going to talk about social distancing because maybe we see that the community isn't understanding it or not taking it seriously, then your whole post for that day on everything could be talking about social media. Now, again, social distancing. Now, again, whatever you post on the Facebook, you can post on the Twitter and all the different things. You don't have to have a different thing on everything, but whatever you post needs to be representative. So it not only needs to be a status or something that's raising awareness, it needs to be a video, like a short video about information. It needs to be a picture. It needs to be something that goes along with this, and that would be pretty much your campaign for spreading positivity through our social media platforms during this time, during this pandemic. And that will count as community service. Y'all, okay, and again, on Mondays I'll be posting relevant videos on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is called HAP News. Now, because I will be sending you the link to this video right here, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you know when to check out on Monday our videos, you know where to find it. Keep in mind that every single thing needs to be submitted by 5:30 for the day. 5:30, no later than 5:45 for the day, right? And then from 5:30 to 6 o'clock p.m., that is going to be a group meeting between you and your subject. So you guys are going to be utilizing Zoom. Now, Zoom is not something that you have to have anything other than a phone to do. You can use the video part, but you can also just call in. That's totally fine. So we'll be using Zoom to have our conferences through virtual program. Everybody will be meeting with their group leader every single day to touch bases, talk about how the day went, feedback, different things you want to let us know, so that when we all meet together, we can kind of talk about our areas and where we're at to make sure that we're all working together and having a very good, very successful virtual program. Now, technology is not the easiest thing, so we are really learning about technology together. We are really working hard to navigate this virtual program. There will be some hiccups. Reggie can tell you. Reggie told me like 20 times that he couldn't see the document, and I could not figure out what it was. We eventually got there. So don't be discouraged. Don't be frustrated. It is all a work in progress. We're all trying our best. Just make sure that you are intentional and that you are trying, and that is what matters most to me, that you guys are at least trying your best to be active in the program. But remember that the attendance is very important. Remember that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m., just as you would be in program, we expect you to be in virtual program. If you guys have any questions about anything at all, contact me. You guys have my email. You guys have my phone number. Everybody has my email. Everybody has my phone number. Everybody. I'm always posting on social media like a crazy person, but I always want you guys to be able to contact me, okay? Contact your group leaders. Get the questions you have answered. We will respond back, okay? Now, if you message me at midnight, will I respond? Maybe, if I'm up. If not, I'll get back to you as soon as possible, okay? But we can do this together. I am super excited to see what this is going to be like. This is a whole new experience, not just for me, but for y'all. Not just for y'all, but for me. We all are figuring this out together. But I'm very optimistic that we will be able to do what we have to do to make this Virtual High Achievers program successful. Okay? So if you guys have any questions at all about this video or things that maybe weren't that clear, let me know. If you have a link to the Google Drive, go ahead and just start clicking around and figuring out where things are and what they'll look like, okay? I'm very excited to start our first day of program tomorrow. I hope you guys have the most wonderful, beautiful, electronic Google Classroom school day. I miss you guys, I love you guys, and I cannot wait to start this journey. All right, bye.